Hello guys, in today's video we are going to look at some parts of the heart, some major parts of the heart. So I have labeled the parts of the heart, now we just have to go through it. Number one is superior vena cava. Now superior vena cava basically drains blood from the superior regions of the body and also from the thorax. Number two on the list is right atrium. Right atrium is also called the entry hall, and it basically gets blood from either superior vena cava, coronary sinus, which is heart's own circulatory system or the blood system, and then the last one is inferior vena cava, which we will be talking on further. Number three on the list is the passageway between right and left atrium. Before birth, it is a passage and it's called foramen ovale. After birth, it is an impression and it is called fossa ovalis. Before birth, it is a passage because the pulmonary circuit is not fully developed yet, and because of that, the baby has to rely on placenta to get oxygenated blood. Number four is inferior vena cava. It basically drains blood from the inferior parts of the body and also from the lower extremities. Number five on the list. Number five on the list is a valve, and it's called tricuspid valve. It is one of the atrioventricular valves, and it's basically a passageway between right atrium and right ventricle. It is open during diastole of the ventricles. Number six is right ventricle. Right ventricle basically receives blood from the right atrium through the tricuspid valve. Right ventricle and left ventricle both contract during systole of the ventricles. Number seven. Number seven on our list is another valve, and it is one of the semilunar valves, and it is called pulmonary valve since it's opening into the pulmonary trunk, which is number 8. But this is pulmonary valve, and it is open during systole. Number 8. Number 8 is pulmonary trunk, and it basically receives blood from the right ventricle through the pulmonary valve. Pulmonary trunk splits into right and left pulmonary arteries later on. Number 9. Number 9 is left and right pulmonary arteries, and they carry the blood away from the heart towards the hilum of the lungs. Hence, pulmonary arteries. Number 10 are carrying blood towards the heart from the hilum of the lungs, and they're called left and right pulmonary veins. They basically carry the blood to the left atrium. Number 11. Number 11 is the left atrium, and it basically receives blood from the left and right pulmonary veins. Number 12 is another valve, and it's called mitral valve or bicuspid valve. It basically is a passageway between left atrium and left ventricle, and it's one of the atrioventricular valves. Number 13. Number 13 is left ventricle and basically receives blood from the left atrium through the bicuspid valve or mitral valve. Left ventricle has the highest blood pressure, even higher than the aorta. Number 14 is aortic valve, and it basically is a passageway between the left ventricle and the aorta. Now it's in the ascending aorta, but the whole structure, the whole superior red structure indicated in the diagram here is aorta, and it basically opens into the ascending aorta, which is number 15. Number 15 is ascending aorta. Number 16. So number 16 is the superior portion of the aorta, which splits into other 3 vessels, and it's called aortic arc, which is indicated over here. Number 17. Number 17 is the first division of the aortic arc, and it's called brachiocephalic trunk. Brachiocephalic trunk basically carries blood to the right side, right superior portion of the right superior portion of the body, also towards the right upper extremities. Number 18. Number 18 is the second division, and it basically carries blood to the brain, to the left side of the brain, and it's called left common carotid artery. Number 19. Number 19 is the last division of the aortic arc, and it basically carries blood to the left side of the body and also to the left upper extremities. and it's called left subclavian artery. Number 20 is basically the extension of the aorta, of the ascending aorta, of the aorta itself, and it basically goes down inferior. Once it becomes abdominal aorta, then it splits into left and right common iliac arteries. But it goes down, or it's descending. It's descending aorta or thoracic aorta. Number 21. Number 21 is basically this muscular wall-like structure which separates left and right chambers of the heart. It is the intraventricular septum. The main job of intraventricular septum is to prevent the mixing of left and right chamber blood, which is basically deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. The intraventricular septum becomes the apex, which is number 22, which is the lower or inferior tip of the heart. The left side of the heart receives blood from the lungs, and it is the oxygenated blood, which is labeled here or highlighted here, and the right side of the heart receives blood from parts of the body, and it is the deoxygenated blood which goes to the lungs to be oxygenated, which is highlighted in red over here. So it's basically the right chamber and left chamber. Left chamber oxygenated blood, right chamber deoxygenated blood. At the end, I just want to give credit to the developers of this image who made this image possible. I directly took this image from the internet link below. I will put this internet link in the description in the video. For people who want to look further, I highly encourage you to look into this link because there are some other cool pictures. And of course, for if you want to learn practice, you can always go to the link. Thank you very much.